version of the theme song. We're trying to do our own version.
Yeah, which is actually it's really hard, and I think ultimately what we decided to do was just take Danny Elfman's version and transpose it as best as we could. Why are we doing the theme? Because the theme obviously mattered, and it didn't just matter because it was the theme song to a good show. It also was something that really was very groundbreaking and very cool. You know, I mean, it had
It's ahead of its time then, and it's still kind of ahead.
I think more than being ahead or behind any time, it was kind of timeless, and that was kind of the point. Is that it was something that it's funny. It's so distinctive that people don't even really realize it's Danny Elfman too, because it's so unlike a lot of his other stuff. I mean, it is. It kind of has little shades of maybe his Pee Wee Herman score, but like
wow,
it's kind of just comes out of left field. It doesn't sound like any music you've ever really heard. I can't really think of anything that distinctly reminds me of the Simpsons theme. And it's just one of those like perfect storm magic things that came together, and it totally matches the characters and totally matches the character of the show, which is where it's very high art while being very lowbrow all at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And that was one of the things that I thought, it spells out. It's like the overture for the show. It spells out the show and exactly what you're going to see in the show. We really stayed kind of in our zones, and kind of tried to stay out. Like again, I keep using that phrase, staying out of the way of the song. Just kind of really playing it rather than trying to force ourselves onto it anyway. Because I think it was very well written and executed initially. I think it's kind of like when they remade Psycho, and there was this argument of why are you going to remake Psycho? Well, there's still no really a good reason to remake Psycho, but if you're going to do it, use the original as your benchmark for it. So we kind of did like a shot for shot remake. We did a part for part remake of the song. Well, Fall Out Boy, as I'm sure any Simpsons fan knows, is Rocky sidekick.
Played by Milhouse in a movie.
Yeah, which is actually something
shot in Springfield.
My eyes, the goggles do nothing. Yeah, the one thing that always bugged me too is that people that only casually watch the show are always like, oh, it's Milhouse. It's like, no, he played him in the movie, but in the movie version of Radioactive Man, the character been around forever. I mean, remember that episode where it's Bart and Martin and Milhouse,
and they get the
share the copy of Radioactive Man #1.
They destroy it.
And Fall Out Boy's in that. So it's one of those things. And it destroys them. That was
destroys them. That was the message. Can put objects in friendship.
Yeah, totally.
Except you can.
Except you guessed, totally.
Are we fans of The Simpsons? Quite so. We used to quote. We used to be veritable textbooks of quotery.
I used to have the episode guides.
I have some.
My mom would give them for me for Christmas every time they come out, so I was a nerd, but I got I graduated to pretty serious nerd about The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Where you're taping them and freezing them to see all the signs and stuff and what it says what it says on the cash register. When Maggie goes by. All the different little.
I think it's the guy where it says Maggie's or it says her worth on the how much she's monetarily. I have all the Matt Groening Life in Hell books. I have all of those. I've read all of those. Matt Groening, I'm a fan. But we used to quote stuff back and forth to each other all the time.
Yeah,
We used to be great at it. Not so great anymore. But he did send me a text today. Said, can I borrow a feeling?
Can
you lend me a ride to the studio?
I don't know. I always loved. Is it Gil, the character based on?
He's always
give me a chance, man. These Colicos are pressed up on you like that. It's supposed to be Jack Lemmon's character in Glengarry Glen Ross, and I just always, it was so funny to me. I loved that character, and I loved that he kept going. You saw him once. I think it was that episode where Marge was a realtor. I think that's the first time you see Gil. I might be wrong, but whatever. And then after that, he keeps coming back, and I was just so stoked on that. Or Disco Stew, the fact that they made something out of Disco Stew, where Disco Stew keeps popping up.
What's the episode where there's the character character that they put in.
He was a misprinted jacket. That was the episode with Poochie. Remember where
Yeah, where they put in what's the dude's name? What's the guy's
I
name?
don't remember, but he looks exactly like Poochie.
It's exactly like Poochie. Hey, Mr. S.
Hey, Mr. S.
Yeah. This is something we grew up with, and that shapes our. I know for me, like, my sense of humor and the way I perceive humor and the way I perceive a lot of things is based around growing up watching The Simpsons. So being a part of this, for me, is legendary. It's huge.
You do a lot of this stuff. You've been to a lot of the parties. You've gotten to see a lot of stuff because of our situation, whatever, being in a band. But and most of them are disappointing. You meet actors and you're like, wow, that guy was a jerk. I don't know, you see how a show is put together and you're like, wow, that's really not as creative or exciting as I thought it was going to be. And the thing about The Simpsons is that it's exactly as cool and exactly as fun as you thought it would be.
And everybody
watching them, there's nothing disappointing about it.